Hello and welcome to another Modern Cube Draft. So there's a bit of construction going on outside my house, so sorry about that, but there's nothing I can really do. Okay, so in this pack we have Searing Blaze, not going to take that. Cards that I think are great, Jace Fringe Prodigy is pretty sweet. Nissa's good, Sphinx's Rev is good. But we're going to take Chromatic Lantern, I think. It just lets us play all the colors we want. 3 mana, it ramps us in colorless, which is pretty nice too. And it enables some pretty sweet decks. So I think I'm going to take that over Jason, Nissa. I mean, these cards are probably the more correct picks, but we're going to draft something fun. We're going to take Chromatic Lantern. Maybe we can wheel this Sphinx's Revelation. So we'll keep that in mind for upcoming packs. It's unlikely though, that card is busted. But first pick Chromatic Lantern, we now have perfect fixing for perfect mana. Okay, there's a lot of good cards here. Black Sun Zenith is decent. Sweltering Suns is fine. Cold Steel Heart actually is very good. I think actually I'm going to take that over Scalding Tarn. Scalding Tarn is great, but Cold Steel Heart is colorless fixing and ramp, which two just very valuable things. And maybe we can wheel Scalding Tarn or Black Suns, but colorless mana ramp is so powerful. Okay, so what are we looking for here? Gilded Lotus would be nice. And then some big payoff cards. Sphinx's Rev being one of them. A lot of 4 mana Planeswalkers. So Cold Steel Heart is nice because you play it on turn 2 and you can play like almost any Planeswalker on turn 3. Because it at least provides you with one of the assumedly 2 colors you would need. Okay, so here we have a whole lot of nothing and an Overgrown Tomb. I guess Go for the Throat's pretty decent, but yeah, we're just going to take fixing. Once we have a better idea of what's really open, we can start moving into a more specific color. But in Modern Cube, there's so many playables that I could just throw away all the picks I've taken thus far and still end up with a completely playable deck in the end. Which is why I like drafting versatile cards first. Because you know you're going to end up with something good. I think Dreadbore is actually pretty nice. So is Doomblade. Actually, that's interesting. Dreadbore is pretty likely to wheel because it's 2 colors. It is better overall though. Whereas Doomblade I think is just very versatile. But I don't actually think instant speed is too necessary. So I think I'm just going to take the more raw powerful card. Okay, here we have Lignify is nice. It just deals with any creature, and giving them an 0/4 creature doesn't really do much. Beast Within is actually pretty versatile as well. Gonti is good if you're like super in black. He's a 2/3 Death Touch and just gives you the top 4 cards. So the best card in the top 4 cards of their library. And you can do that for as long as you have it. Actually, I think Gonti is probably going to be the pick. The card seems good. Never tried it in this cube, but it might be alright. Okay, so here we have Liliana. Card is decent as well. Black does seem to be quite open. And Kolaghan's Command, also very powerful card. And not much else. I could take Liliana if I want to end up in like mono black. She's pretty sweet, good with Greater Gargadon, which I'm unlikely to wheel. But I think I'm just gonna take Kolaghan's Command. The card's more fun. Ooh, okay. Okay, mono black seems open. It's actually really unfortunate though because Obliterator and Nykthos are in the same pack. And I can't get both. I guess. You know what, we're going to take Nykthos. It's possible Obliterator wheels. And I don't think I'm playing Obliterator without a Nykthos. that true? Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna try that. See how it goes. That definitely could have just been the wrong pick, but I don't think it's necessarily worth going into mono black when I already have some decent red black cards. So the only thing to make me want to go into like mono black would have been Phyrexian Obliterator and Nykthos, but I can't get both. Anyway, Exquisite Firecraft could be nice. Herald of Torment's fine, not necessarily. Well, yeah, I'm gonna take the Firecraft. Okay, now we can take probably Murderous Redcap. This goes in either red or black, and I think it's better enough that like it's very similar to Skin Render, but Persist makes it more powerful. Duplicant is great, but we don't necessarily need that, so I'm just gonna take the Redcap. Okay, so black is very open. Glint Sleeve Siphoner. It's like a bad Dark Confidant, but you play it on 2, you attack, you get a thing, and you can start drawing cards. I think that's probably better than Mind Shatter. Just an early play, it's so strong. Okay, Alicia, don't really need. A Silent Visitor maybe is playable. If we need a lot of 2-drops, like if we end up being aggressive, this card is fine. But I don't necessarily want to play it. Stoke the Flames is nice. And I'm not playing anything else. Okay, maybe... Okay, Liliana Wield. Oh, someone took the Obliterator. What a scrub. So we're kind of backdooring into a very strange red-black aggressive deck. I still have no idea why Wandering Death is in the cube, but, you know. So maybe I'm not even playing Cold Steel Heart in Lantern. We'll see what we end up getting in future packs. Not going to be playing Pilgrim's Eye. So, Kargon Dragonlord is good. Boom Burst. Destroy all lands on 6. Okay, that's likely to wheel though. Brain Maggot is fine, also likely to wheel. I might just take P and Kieran. This card's very strong. And goes, I have some artifacts so I can like sacrifice them to Pia. It's either that or just Shrine of Burning Rage. We have actually like a decent amount of burn, so we could just play like a lot of kill spells and then just burn our opponent out. So that's another option, but I think I'd rather pick up the good red cards and then grab the burn. And P and Kieran's actually very good, so I'm gonna take them. Ooh, okay, we have a lot here. We have Cryptghast, which is the reason to play mono black. If I can pick up a lot of the red-black duels, this card would be very strong. On that note, we have Dragon Skull Summit, just good fixing all around, and Slaughter Pact, one of the better black kill spells. So Cryptghast helps with the burn theme. And, you know, it's possible that I just play like a very light red splash. And then Cryptghast lets us get tons of mana. So like Cryptghast plus any of the fireball spells would be pretty sweet. Actually, yeah, we're going to try that. We're going to grab this Cryptghast. See where we can go. Here I think I might just take Bloodstained Mire. If we get any duels, this ends up being a dual land, which are very important with Cryptghast, but if not, it just fixes our mana. And, you know, we're likely to wheel at least one of these great cards. Hexmage, Finger in Destiny. Okay, Canyon Slaw. Devil's Play I also want to wheel. Ooh, and Whip of Erebos. Actually, card's not necessarily great here. But I think I'm going to take the Swamp Mountain. Maybe I can wheel this Devil's Play and I can get some sweet, like, red-black burn deck going on. You know, like Nykthos with all my black mana. Activate, get Cryptghast, and Devil's Play them out for lethal. But I'm going to take this duel. Not much here. Yeheni's Expertise is fine. That kills a lot of my creatures. Cryptgast. Yeah, it kills almost everything I have. I don't really want a Gorehouse Chainwalker. So maybe the pick is just Sword here? I don't really like Sword either. But if you can get it down early, it does do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, I'll take Sword. Maybe I can wheel Yahenni's Expertise. Okay. Bloodgift Demon probably worth playing. Yeah, that card's pretty strong. Ooh, okay. Geralf's Messenger definitely helps with the burn plan. If we can get a Grey Merchant, that'd be sweet. Kind of regretting not having Phyrexian Obliterator, but I think the red gives us a little bit more. Especially now that we have at least some reliable splash. But we're taking Geralf's Messenger over Sidisi. This card's really powerful. Okay, so Ink Eyes I don't think is actually that good. And I'm not a huge fan of Despise, so I think here we can choose between Never Return and Pia Noir. I kind of like Pia Noir. It's a very powerful 3-drop, and like Never Return is fine, but it's just kind of like slow and doesn't really help our threat, whereas P is like a pretty decent aggressive threat. Okay, Shrine of Burning Rage Wheeling is very important. You know, if you play this on turn 2, you play like 1 or 2 red spells in the late game, it ends up just being a huge threat. So I'm going to take Shrine. I would like to take Flame Slash as well, but I can only pick one. Maybe actually, let me think. Nah, we're going for straight up burn. Okay, Dragon Skull Summon I think is the pick over Blasphemous Act. Or Bogart Ram Gang. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, here... So Figure of Destiny is pretty good, but I need like all red sources for that, so it's not great. Probably just taking Vampire Hexmage. Card's pretty good with Nykthos, Grey Merchant. Okay, Devil's Play I think has to be the pick. I guess I'm not really playing this, but yeah, it's possible I play Westvale Abbey, but pretty unlikely. So we have a whole nother pack. So we really want to find Grey Merchant. And is Urborg in Modern? Let me check that. It is legal in Modern. Should be in the cube. I doubt it is though. That would be amazing in this deck. So I'm not sold on Exquisite Firecraft and Stoke the Flames, but I don't even know if this is an archetype, but I think it's sweet anyway, so we're just gonna try it. The old Cryptgast Devil's Play combo. Okay, so here we have Batterskull as a good threat. I love Obnixilis, but this isn't the deck for it. That card's so hard to deal with. Yeah, so Batterskull's great. Collective Defiance is fine. I don't want that many red sources though. I'm trying to minimize the amount of red mana I need. So I think I'm just going to grab a Batterskull. Ambition's cost likely to wheel, and not really playing any of these other cards. And Batterskull is a very reliable threat. Also helps me stay alive so that I can burn my opponent out. Here we have Brimstone Volley. Again, that's just 5 to the face. Phyrexian Metamorph, just a versatile creature, can copy Cryptgast in a pinch. I don't think I have enough spells for Young Pyromancer. And then Liliana's Spectre is fine, but not amazing. Definitely likely to wheel. I guess Mizium Warders is an option too. 2 damage to each creature you don't control. How much removal do I have? Dreadbore, Firecraft, Stoke the Flames. Maybe it is just Mizium Warders. It's either that or Brimstone. Yeah, I think I need more 2-drops. Ooh. Oh man, wow. Okay, this is so many cards. So I want Dark Confidant, Rabblemaster, Inquisition, Magma Jet, Hellra. I want all these cards. Jeez. I think Dark Confidant's probably the most powerful, especially with how low my curve is. This card's gonna be sweet. So I'm gonna be taking that, but hoping to wheel Rabblemaster, like just any of these 5 would be acceptable. But yeah, Confidant's really hard to pass. Ooh. Okay, I like Hypnotic Spectre and Lava Claw Reaches. Both very good cards. Thunderbreak Region I think is too many red sources. I think I'm just gonna take Lava Claw Reaches. If I play, like, someone plays a board wipe, this card's just very threatening. And it helps me hit the red sources that I need to play. Whereas Hypnotic Spectre is good, but not an amazing threat. And it's also pretty likely to wheel. Okay, Liliana the Last Hope might just be the pick. You can just grab creatures back, kill small guys, and I think it's much less likely to wheel than Bloodline Keeper. It's also a very good threat. I'm not going to play Hero of Oxen Ridge or Kiki-Jiki, I don't think, but Liliana's definitely great. So we have Knight's Whisper, Goblin Guide. I'd probably take Carry Zev over Goblin Guide. It's just, I think, better in this format. I don't want to be giving my opponent lands. Although, turn 1 Goblin Guide really helps the burn play along. But then I have to play a lot of... Yeah, I'm not going to have enough red sources for that, I don't think. So I could take a Kushu. I have no real way to sacrifice it, though, so it's just kind of like going to sit around. Carry Zev does hit hard, but again, I don't really want that many red sources, so I think I'm just going to take Knight's Whisper. Grey Merchant, it's exactly what I wanted. Definitely helps with the burn play. Thundermaw also great, but this card might actually hit for more damage. Oh, come on. Really? You guys have no shame. Graveborn Muse, how many zombies do we have? Grey Merchant is a zombie. Cryptcast is a spirit. Drolf's Messenger is a zombie. Liliana makes zombies. So we have some. I don't think I can really afford to play Nicol Bolas. I can't add blue. So I'm going to take Graveborn Muse. Probably won't play it. So this is 4 mana, draw 3, lose 3. This is 2 mana, draw 2, lose 2. So I think that's worse. Probably not playing any of these, but maybe Collective Defiance is... Well, maybe I like find a fetch and want a Watery Grave, like a red-black. Or a blue-black fetch, I don't know. I'm not going to be playing Collective Defiance. Okay, Tassiger, not really what I want. Brimstone Volley is fine. Liliana Spectre, I think given that I have Grey Merchants, Liliana Spectre just has to be the pick. Ooh, Hellrider burns to the face so much. It is double red though. But this card can hit for so much damage. So I think I'm going to take it. Whip Flare for the sideboard. Hero of Oxid Ridge also very nice. Okay, this is a very interesting deck. I don't even know what I'm playing here. How many red sources do I need for these cards to be good? Is the real question. So I have 28, and I'm looking for cards. Probably not playing Bloodgift Demon. I think Cryptcast, even though I'm not playing like all swamps, you know, if you only have like 3 or 4, it's still very good. The Extort is especially nice when you're trying to burn your opponent out anyway. It makes Exquisite Firecraft deal 5. That's so much damage. So looking for cards to cut. Probably don't need this Chromatic Lantern. I think I'm gonna still keep the Cold Steel Heart. Maybe. because I have a lot of very powerful 4s. That could still be wrong. So this is on the chopping block. Cards I don't really like. A Silent Visitor is definitely getting cut. Yeah, I think that card's getting cut. Try to Burning Rage. Although it can attack. It's like a Knight's Whisper that can attack. So maybe it's in? It's like a Nanbo. How do I trigger Dark Confidant? So I can actually trigger it with Dark Confidant. Okay, maybe that card gets played actually. We'll put it over here. Liliana seems decent. She can get back creatures. And we have a lot of like small creatures that we like to keep. P and Kieran are good. Hero of Oxid Ridge, I don't think is actually that good in this deck. I have a lot of like little dudes, but I think Hellrider just direct damage is much more valuable. And I might not even be playing that. Like I could easily just cut this, and this. And play Graveborn Muse, Knight's Whisper, Asylum Visitor. Because Stoke the Flames, I think we can splash pretty easily. Maybe I even cut that. Because I think I do want this Devil's Play. No, I like Hellrider a lot. The card's very good. And if I'm playing Hellrider, I can afford to play these other cards. Because these represent damage to the face, is a very good combo with PNLR. Yeah, I don't want any of those. Don't want the sword. Maybe I don't want this Batter Skull. I can side it in against the aggressive mirror match. And then I can play Asylum Visitor instead. This just lets me hit for some early damage and maybe draws cards later on. I think that's better than Knight's Whisper, because I actually can get myself Hellbent pretty quick in this deck. Maybe I don't actually want this Devil's Play. Maybe that's kind of a pipe dream. Maybe it's just better to play like a Knight's Whisper. Because then I can just draw, like, Knight's Whisper, Dark Confidant means I can draw a bunch of cards. And I'm just going to draw into burn. And top it all off with Grey Merchant. That could be it. So, yeah, we're going to play Nykthos. I like all these lands. Sorting by color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red sources. How does this look? How many swamps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 swamps, and 13 black sources. 14 with Cold Steel Heart. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red sources. I guess 8 with Cold Steel Heart. That's not a lot of red sources. What cards do I even put in? So maybe Devil's Play is just better than Pia and Kieran because it doesn't cost double red. And I'll have like a lot of black mana anyway. Yeah, I think I like that change, and maybe I cut Hellrider for Graveborn Muse. Because that's just repeatable card draw. Is this a zombie? No. If I have like one more zombie, it's a vampire, human. This Liliana makes zombies. Gonti's not a zombie. Ugh, this is so hard. Do I want Graveborn Muse, Hellrider, Batterskull? I think I'm gonna go with Graveborn Muse. Even just by itself, it's the card draw engine. Alright, we'll run it like this. Maybe change it a bit, but I'll see you guys round one.